If you're working with AI in any capacity, whether you're a developer, a writer, a creator, you know the feeling. It's like we're all constantly juggling a million different tools and subscriptions. Well, today we're going to look at a platform called AI Zolo that claims it can bring all of that chaos under one single roof.
So let me ask you, just think about it for a second. How many AI subscriptions are you actually juggling right now? You've probably got one for writing, maybe another one for coding, a third for image generation. It's a lot to keep track of, and man, does that cost add up fast.
And this whole situation has created what people are starting to call the AI subscription maze. And honestly, maze is the perfect word for it, right? To stay on the cutting edge, you have to navigate the super complex and, let's be real, very expensive web of different services, each one with its own monthly bill.
Okay, so let's get real and actually break down the cost of a pretty standard AI toolkit. You've got your heavy hitters, right? ChatGPT, Gemini Pro, Perplexity, Claude. That's about $20 a pop each month. Then maybe you throw in a more specialized tool like Grok, and that's another $30. Individually, they don't sound that bad, but let's see what happens when you put them all together.
And boom, there it is. All of a sudden, you're looking at $110 every single month. That's not pocket change. That's a serious line item on your budget, and that's just for the basics you need to stay competitive or even just to work on your creative projects.
But it's not just about the money, is it? It's the sheer hassle of it all. You're constantly jumping between browser tabs, trying to remember which AI is the best for this specific task, and there's no easy way to actually compare what they all spit out side by side. It's inefficient, and frankly, it's just a headache.
So, this is the exact problem that a platform like AI Zolo is trying to solve. The big idea here is to completely replace that messy, expensive system with a single, unified workspace. Let's dig into what that actually looks like.
And this slide really lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got the old way, the current situation. It's just chaos, right? A tangle of different bills and a dozen open windows. But on the right, you see the new way. Clean, simple. One subscription, one dashboard, and you can compare everything in one place. The difference is night and day.
And here it is. This is the number that really ties it all together. Remember that $110 we just talked about? We'll compare that to this, just under $10 a month. The difference is absolutely massive. We're talking more than 90%. That's a huge shift in how you can access these tools.
So you're probably thinking, okay, how is that even possible? What's the catch? And that's a fair question. Let's take a look under the hood at the core features to see how this whole thing is structured.
So the main event, the centerpiece of the whole platform, is what they call multi-AI comparison. Think of it like this. You type in one single prompt, one question, and you instantly get answers back from different models, like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, all lined up right next to each other. You can immediately see which one gives you the best result for what you need.
Now for you power users out there, this next one is a big deal. Custom API keys. Basically, if you already have your own API key for a model, maybe you've got a ton of credits you want to use. You can just plug it right in. This means you can bypass any of the platform's limits and use your own resources, all without leaving the dashboard. And of course, if you've got all these AI chats running at the same time, you need a good way to organize them, right? That's where the dynamic layout comes in. Instead of a rigid, fixed screen, you can drag, drop, resize, and rearrange all the chat windows to create a custom setup that works perfectly for you. And finally, to keep all of this work organized, there's a project management feature. This is super useful. You can set up different projects, say one for your blog posts, another for coding help, and each one can have its own custom instructions. It just keeps everything neat, tidy, and easy to find later.
So, we've seen the features, and they're definitely cool for streamlining your workflow. But let's circle back to the financial side of things, because for a lot of us, this is where the value really becomes crystal clear.
So when you do the math, it's pretty stunning. Moving from that $110 a month mess of subscriptions to this single plan, you're saving $91. And let me be clear, that's not a one-time thing. That's a recurring saving every single month. Now let's zoom out and look at the whole year. That $91 a month adds up fast. It turns into over $1,000 a year, $1,092 to be exact. I mean, just think about what you could do with an extra grand in your pocket.
Okay, so the numbers on paper look great. The features sound useful. But what do real people actually think about it? Let's check out some first-hand experiences from people who've already made the switch.
First up, we've got a quote here from Alex Johnson, an AI developer. He says it revolutionized his workflow and calls the whole thing a no-brainer because of the cost. Coming from a dev, that's a pretty strong stamp of approval on the technology itself.
Next, we have Sarah Lee, who's a content creator. For her, it's all about the incredible savings and how easy the platform is to use. So this tells us it's not just for the super technical folks, it's designed to be accessible for creative professionals too.
And finally, we hear from David Chin, a university student. His feedback really hones in on the budget side of things, pointing out that it gives him the tools he needs without breaking the bank. And that is huge, right? Making this powerful technology truly accessible. So if we boil this all down, what's the big takeaway here? Well, it's pretty straightforward. This is all about taking those scattered AI subscriptions, putting them all in one central place to streamline your workflow, and of course, saving you a ton of money in the process.
And this whole thing really brings up a much bigger question. As more and more specialized AI models keep coming out, are these all-in-one platforms going to become the standard way we interact with all of them? It feels like it could be the future of our AI workflows, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see if this trend of consolidation keeps going.